Miami Condo Mondays is a live podcast on the first workday of the week at 4 p.m. South Florida time. The program features former journalist and current Wall Street consultant Peter Zaleski of the Miami Condo Investing Club and former lender and veteran condo broker Jenny Huertas of CVRRealty.com. Recorded weekly in greater downtown Miami, this 1-hour discussion will provide a refreshing and sometimes controversial perspective on the state of the South Florida condo market from a pair of seasoned real estate professionals who do not always agree. The program won't tell you what to think about the South Florida condo market, but will give you something to think about before buying, selling, taking listings, or financing units. This podcast is not authorized by the Miami real estate industry and will quite possibly annoy many of its figureheads. Welcome to this week's episode of Miami Condo Mondays, broadcast live on the social media accounts of Peter Zaleski and Jenny Huertas.
Happy Monday, Miami. This is Miami Condo Mondays, a conversation about what's going on in the South Florida real estate market in Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. I'm Peter Zaleski, condo consultant, expert witness, founder, Miami Condo Investment Club. I'm joined here by my partner, my co-host, the broker owner of CVR Realty. Check out her website, cvrrealty.com. It's Jenny Huertas. What's going on, Jenny? Happy World Cup.
Yes, I am so excited. Happy Monday, happy World Cup. This is very exciting moment because, I love soccer. I love football. I find out that soccer was invented, the word was invented by the Brits, as opposed to the people may think that it was an American expression.
Well, it's funny how the United States, they kind of ripped off the name football. They have it with something that others call gridiron, not to be confused with, in the United States, they call it soccer. Everywhere else, they call it football. So all kinds of confusion going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Jenny, what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about what's going on so far at the beginning of the World Cup. Tonight is the first match that Miami will ever host for a World Cup. You got Saudi Arabia, Uruguay. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about what you're seeing on the ground. We'll talk about what hotel prices are going for. I don't think a lot of hoteliers are going to be happy, and or Airbnbers who are looking to run out their places and maximize cash. Yeah, it might not be coming up exactly where they want, although ticket prices are extremely high. We're going to talk about that, but more importantly, what we're going to talk about is, as part of our initiative over the summer for the Condo Ratings Agency, we went through and we pulled up every condo association that exists in Miami Beach. That's that part of the barrier island that's internationally known. We're going to tell you what percentage of the condos are vintage, which is 30 years old or older, falling under greater scrutiny, and which percent are modern. So we'll break it down. We'll do it by South Beach, Middle Beach, North Beach to give you some perspective of where does it stand here in 2026, the 5-year anniversary of the Surfside condo collapse. How's that sound, Jenny? Sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Let's start off with the World Cup. Did you watch any matches? Which matches did you like? Which one sort of surprised you? Which one you're happy about? And by the way, did you see Japan, Netherlands, which was a fantastic match?
I did. Actually, I went to the opening of the Fan Fest here in downtown Miami. That was on Saturday, and Brazil play Morocco. So it was
not good. Was not good for the Brazilians.
Yeah, it was a surprise there, but the ambience was great. It was really great. I mean, it was very well organized. It's a huge venue, and I'm very impressed actually by the whole thing. They have plenty of space for everybody to attend, and they have at the end a concert by Pitbull for free for everybody, and
really?
They have like the Brazilian singers in the stage that I was looking at the game. It was very tight. Don't get me wrong, it's tight, but it was a lot of fun actually.
Interesting. So sort of walk us through it. What is it? It's a free festival. You got to buy tickets.
It's a free festival. Okay. Actually, they do have a VIP area, but to get into the VIP area, you had to consume a minimum of $500, in drink or whatever. So I didn't even know about the VIP, but I have friends that are volunteering there. So I got that, and I said, well, why I see VIP? This is free for all. It's free for all. You can even get, you can enter with the water, with the bottled water. It's no problem. It has to be plastic, cannot be the ones that had metal on it. and they have fountains throughout the venue for refilling the water, which is great because it's really hot. And so, you have to buy a $10 bottle of water. Obviously, the prices for everything, the food and beers and everything else is what you can expect when you go to a venue like that. It's like $12 beers and the sandwich is $20. So that's, it's like Miami prices, obviously, but they have full of entertainment for the family. You have the kids can play soccer like in a small place, and they have a climbing wall, and it is really well done.
But where is it? Is it at Bayside? Is it at Museum Park? Is it in Hialeah? Where is it exactly?
It's at the Bayfront Park, and it covers the whole park, all the way from the Intercontinental to the southern point next to Bayside.
Okay, so is there anybody who wants to go there? Effectively, the north bank of the river at the point, you're going to have Hotel Intercontinental. You have One Miami. You'll have the Aston Martin building, which is a little bit south, and then it'll go all the way up to effectively the road that takes you to Port Miami, and it's catty corner to the Freedom Tower, and across the street from the Trump Presidential Library that we valued at $368 million for the land, and he got it for $10. So it's going to be all of that, but it'll be east side of Biscayne Boulevard.
Yeah, but the entrance is start on 3rd Street, so Bayside is not included. Bayside is thin.
It's carved out. So the retail with Bayside, all the boat rentals, the pizza slices, the Cuban sandwiches, bubble gum, all that separated.
Yes, completely separated. Go ahead.
It's effectively the footprint of Ultra then.
Yes, it is, but it's just a very family friendly. Like you see kids, families, people of ages and countries, and everybody, regardless of who's playing. They have their polos, the pictures, and it was funny because at the moment that I entered, Morocco scored a goal against Brazil. Wow. So they scored first, and everybody was so quiet, like a funeral. And then I saw two faces that they had their red t-shirts for Morocco, and they were like, they even couldn't believe that they scored the first goal. And from there it was just, the Brazilians were not very happy, but they always bounce back. I'm not worried about it. They're competitive, they'll bounce back. And I watched the game at a friend's house for Holland against Japan. They were also disappointed, and Japan was very surprise.
Yeah, Japan was actually an amazing match. So Japan ended tied, or a draw. So did Brazil, Morocco.
Yes, correct.
Now, one of the big winners was actually United States. Knocked off Paraguay 4-1. Some people are going on social media saying the United States is going to win the World Cup. I don't know if that's going to happen, but what a shocking result.
Yeah, well, Paraguay, to be honest with you, I really follow up this sport. And, the United States has a really good team. They're young, they bad experience, and they have a lot of chances to play with bigger teams. I think they're competitive. I think Paraguay play terrible. So, we'll see what happens. But I was happy because we are the host country, and, that's my second, of course, is I am American as well. So I was happy they won the first game.
Yeah, absolutely. Little bit of controversy, just to give everybody an update. Iran, who I guess the United States is cutting some sort of deal with, apparently, they are playing United States, but they're not able to stay. So what's happening is, I guess the Iranian team is staying in Mexico, Tijuana, I think. So they have to sleep in Tijuana, and then they have to cross back in the United States, so they can't spend the night. Kind of takes you back to the days of segregation in the United States.
Miami Beach.
When you had Miami Beach, when you couldn't have African Americans or I think to a certain extent a certain religious group weren't able to stay overnight on there. So just sort of throwing it out there. Jenny,
it's controversial as well. The event is controversial as well, and but there are places that really welcoming everybody. So this is a huge country, and it's super divided politically, and it's a really hot political moment. So it's going to be a lot of that. But yes, controversial because a lot of, for example, fans from Scotland, they were already approved, and then they say, no, you cannot get in. And, a lot of stories like that. And then the referee from Africa that they let in. So it's a lot of, but I think that is done by design. So I am really not surprised, unfortunately.
Yeah. Interesting. It's been an interesting start to the World Cup. However, tonight is the opener in Miami. Last time Miami hosted a big match like that was the Copa Cup. It went on between Argentina and Colombia. And the Colombians turned out so much so that they cut an opening in the chain link fence around the stadium. They were all able to get in there. Then they bum rushed the entrance. Were able to sneak in through the air conditioning shaft. We're climbing up the what's it called? The awnings to get into the stadium. I think the game was delayed like 2 hours while the police went through and they tried to figure out who should be there and who shouldn't be there. It was security risk. What do you think, Jenny? We're going to see a repeat of that tonight?
I don't think so, and I hope not. And I'm very embarrassed by my fans because they represent our country when they do something like that. It sounds funny if you're not involved, as always. But in my case, I was so embarrassed by that episode. Also, had to do a lot with the security that they have for that event. I'm sure.
Well, that's the other thing. The other thing is the security. I mean, where the hell was Miami-Dade County? What the hell are they thinking? They're hosting a big event like that, and they can't control it. So who knows? Maybe it's going to be better today. Just a couple tidbits about today's match. It's going to be Saudi Arabia, Uruguay. Anybody who doesn't know, Uruguay is a relatively small country in South America, right between Brazil and Argentina. And Saudi Arabia, we all know about that. So it's not exactly the big draw in terms of the first match in Miami. And who knows? Maybe this is the soft run. Maybe it's a soft opening, kind of see how it's going to play out. Any thoughts?
Well, Uruguay is a small country, but it's a real good historically. They have always great teams, and they also have a Uruguayan community here, which mix a lot with the Argentinians, and they must be very excited to have them to play here. And it's not a small team because it's a small country. If you know what I mean, it's gonna be fun. I just wanna see how the logistics are gonna work as far as parking, getting there, and all that. Because I think a couple of members of my family are gonna try to go to the game between Colombia and Portugal.
Well, and here we go. I'm pulling up the tickets. This comes from SeatGeek, everybody. This is the secondary market for tickets. So tonight's match, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, June 15th, starts at 6 o'clock, Hard Rock Stadium. If you don't know where it is, basically, if you're taking 95 and you got off at Ives Ferry Road, you went right, you'd end up over around the Aventura Mall. And if you went left, you went west, you kept going, the other side of the Turnpike, you'd end up at Hard Rock Stadium, which originally was called Joe Robbie Stadium, named after the guy who owned Miami Dolphins. Then it was Pro Player. It was, what was the beer company? Land Shark Stadium. It's been have everything, but basically it's called Hard Rock Stadium right now. And this is where the match will be. Jenny, cheapest ticket in, $441, Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia. Sounds like a lot, but not when you compare it to the games coming up in the future.
Yeah, that sounds like a deal.
Yeah, $440. Yeah. And then remember, $250 to park, though, everybody. You want to drive down there, you got to buy the parking in advance, $250, and no tailgating, so they say. You're not going to be able to tailgate there. So, a match is, 3 hours? Maybe you get out there a little bit early, but you can't tailgate. So, what was that, more than $100 an hour to watch the match?
It does. It's the World Cup, remember. I mean, for the people that is not familiar with that, is every 4 years, the whole world compete. It's not big in the States, but for the rest of the world, it's the biggest event. And the people, $400 we pay gladly.
Yeah, so $441 is what it is. The following match, Jenny, is going to be on the 21st of June. So today's the 15th, and they're going to have one on the 21st. That'll be Uruguay, Cape Verde. Not exactly a real crowd drawer. I don't know how Uruguay was able to get 2 of its matches in Miami. That's sort of surprising. Wow.
Yeah, it is.
And that'll be $617 a ticket to get in at this point. See Uruguay, Cape Verde. Jen, then you go 3 days later, you got Brazil, Scotland. Brazil, Scotland, 26.75. And if you've been anywhere on social media, they were showing how the Scots have come rolling in, and they apparently on the plane ride over, they drank all of the booze. They went to the Boston Red Sox baseball game. I think it was last night. They basically took it over, and people were calling it a karaoke bar because all the Scots like to drink and they like to sing. So you have Brazil, Scotland. That'll be June 24th, 6 p.m. a Wednesday. Ticket price in $26.75, Jen.
Oh my God, yeah, that's the one. Is very. I saw a lot of Scottish people here, and I actually took a photo with them because they look so cute with the skirts of kilts. And but there was a lot of people from Scotland here. That would be a great game to watch.
Brazil, Scotland. Although I don't know. I mean, is Scotland actually any good? I know the crowd will be a lot of fun. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some fights. But are they any good at football or any good at soccer?
They are. They are pretty good. Remember, the British island invented football. So yes, it's in their DNA. And if you cannot go to the stadium, trust me, you go to those fan fest. The sound is amazing, and you will have a lot of fun. So don't miss the event of the fan fest, at least in downtown Miami. I went to the one in Miami Beach for the concert of Condos last week, and it was a lot of fun there. But here you had the shade, you had the trees. It's different. Over there is completely, the sun is completely beating you down. So, come and check it out. And I am here at the office as well, so I'll be open for business.
Yeah, so if anybody's looking for a condo, give Jenny a call. She's at CVR Realty, CVRRealty.com.
I do a free consultation for people.
There you go, exactly. And then Jenny, the last regularly scheduled game is the big one, June the 27th, a Saturday night at 7:30. You got Portugal, Colombia.
Yes. How much are the tickets for that?
$3,355 in. So $3,400 a ticket to get in to see a Saturday night match at Hard Rock Stadium, Portugal, Colombia.
Yeah, the Fan Fest sounds like a great option.
Yeah. Then Hard Rock Stadium they're going to host 3 more matches after that. They'll have round of 32. Those tickets, that'll be July the 3rd, 26, 27. So basically $2,600. Then they'll have the quarterfinals, July the 11th. That'll be $2,800. And then finally the third place match, which will be July the 18th. It's a Saturday at 5 o'clock, $1,500. Wow. Nobody wants to see the third place match. That might be your best deal. Go for the third place match, $1,500. You're going to see, number 3 and number 4 winners from World Cup. That's probably the best value on the street, if you ask me.
Yes, it actually is. But yeah, nobody wants to see that. I would go. Not for $1,500. It goes down to $400. I go.
Yeah. Interesting. So yeah, so that'll be the matches, everybody. Remember, 21st of June, 24th, 27th, then July the 3rd, July the 11th, and July the 18th for a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7.
6, 7. We got 7 matches, Jenny, basically between the 15th of June and the 18th of July. So question to you. Is anybody coming? Do you notice a bigger crowd than maybe previously?
Well, it's hard for me to compare because the last time that we had a World Cup here was in 1995 when nobody knew what soccer meant.
Okay.
Only the kids would play in the school. But, to judge for the people that I saw, like on the beach and then the opening here with the Brazilians, there is a lot of people here. But I also think that it's a lot of local people that live in South Florida. Because This is Colombia and then Brazil, and we have a huge communities here in South Florida. So I'm not sure if they are really foreigners. I saw some people from Scotland because they're easy to identify, I guess.
Oh, yeah. But they're wearing the kilts. They're kilts.
They do. I have a photo with them. Big, tall guys, and I kind of small, and my friends thought that I took a photo with a cardboard.
They look
like
guys are that
cardboard.
big.
They're very tall, yeah. And but to be honest, I don't know. We have to wait and see. But I can tell you, there is a Brazilian family very close to us that they're coming next week, this weekend actually, and they found Airbnbs. They were super worried about finding a place to stay, and they found a place to stay. So I don't know what the hotel industry is reporting, but I'd be really curious to see.
Well, you asked and you're going to see. Let's go ahead and pull it up, everybody. We're going to show you what hotels are going for from today through the 18th of July. Let's get a real-time sort of perspective of what's really going on in the hotel market down here in Miami. Now, I did a search based on Greater Downtown Miami. Here's what we got going, Jenny. Well, actually, I have it on Monday. Let me make that to the 15th. So we got the 15th, and then we're going to have through the 15th of July. We'll go basically a month, and we're staying in downtown Miami. Jenny, $180 a night, say at Yotel Pad, which is right there, 2 blocks down from the place you were saying people need to go. $180. Wow. Yeah, you'll have a bed and breakfast. It looks like $110. Citizen M on Brickell.
Yeah, right.
Citizen
no, I mean in Brickell. Okay, because it's another one in downtown.
Yeah, the one in Brickell, $186 a night. $186 a night. Smart Brickell, which is not far from there. Again, Brickell Avenue area. That one price isn't mentioned. We got the Hilton. Oh, no, excuse me. The Eurostar Langford. That's going to be $185 a night. Four Seasons going for $675 a night. Let's see what else we got here. The Kimpton Epic, which is going to be right there in downtown Miami, North Bank of the River, just south of the Aston Martin. $500 a night. A Comfort Inn. Located in downtown, $215 a night. So it looks like if you wanted, you could be in for less than $200 a night. I don't know what the quality would be, but
that's really cheap.
Yeah, I mean that's amazingly cheap because the World Cup's supposed to be going on. I thought everybody's going to check up the prices and stuff. Maybe they did, and maybe nobody's buying. What's your take, John?
Yes, wow, I am really surprised. Those prices are typical of the summertime. In the winter time, they should be double. And I thought it was going to be another winter price-wise.